if you take a look at what people and companies got out of the accelerator program, in particular the refinery, what do you think 3 outcomes that a company should expect?
Well, I think depending on where you are in your life cycle of your company, but if you're considering raising money at all, by the time you're done with the refinery, you're going to be pitch ready on really almost all aspects of your business with a presentation. So that is huge. To get that in 12 weeks is unbelievable. Number one, and then I think the other thing is you are going to get your message very, very clear in terms of who you're marketing to, who you're selling to, and just really who your target client is and what your brand is.
And what's your value proposition? What pain point you're really going to solve?
Yeah, I would say your product market fit, which is essential.
Right.
And you'll just to say, to reiterate what you said, Galia, was you will have to justify your existence and explain what is your value proposition, and you will be pitch ready because you will have to for 12 weeks be really saying, why is this a business that will be successful
And different from other businesses out there.
And now our program isn't just focused on developing your pitch, but
Absolutely.
we really spent only the last 2 weeks of the program on the pitch. And Jen, can you talk about how it pulled together in the very end?
Yeah. Well, just one more thing. Besides getting the product market fit, I think the other thing you should expect out of this is your numbers, your revenue model, and your numbers should be absolutely solid.
Right.
And so we really focused on that. So you know your product, you know your customer, you know your pain point, and then you have the numbers behind it to back it up. So it's a real business that will generate revenue and a bottom line. And then the last 2 weeks, we didn't focus initially too much on the pitches, but then the last 2 weeks intensively on that. And you should expect that you should have a polished pitch that you can take to investors.
Right.
That will obviously morph over time, but one that you're very comfortable in presenting and one that will tell people why it's important for them to pay attention.
Not just investors, but also maybe you're looking just for strategic partnerships, or you're just looking for alliances, or you're just really looking to build your network. You've got a presentation that is just.
And also, as you mentioned, you're getting exposed to a lot of different mentors, and there will be some mentors that will stick to you more. So you're getting practice sort of convincing people that what you're doing is interesting and important, so that they should stick around with you after the accelerator is gone too. And that will help you then find other advisors and mentors after the accelerator.
Well, you should emerge with that cohort of advisors and mentors as an alum of the refinery. You're not good. We're going to continue to be. You're going to be part of our ecosystem and continue to have that. You created those networks.
I also think another additional thing, an outcome that came out of our first program was a shift for some companies and a refocusing on a different direction. And I think that's really important. And we talked about that when we first started the program, that you have to be willing to pivot if there is a pivot and if it's the right thing to do. And for some people, it was really just more focused on a specific area. In other cases, it was generally a business model pivot. And how are you going to make money? And that's a very key thing that can come out of an accelerator program much quicker than it is if you go it alone and in the marketplace.
It might be literally almost impossible to do on your own without outside people pushing you to do that.
Right. And then, and especially, again, back to women, is that the other thing that I found was something that I hadn't thought about either previously, is it made you think about being bigger than just yourself. So you kept using the term scalable, and I thought that was so key, and that's become such a great word in my vocabulary, is how do I make this business scalable? How do I either go national? How do I go virtual? How do I make this bigger than just me? What resources can I draw on? And especially, I think women who haven't been involved in such business industry, you're just not sure of those resources, and those became so apparent.
Right. I think in general, we could make a general that there are lots of companies out there that really haven't thought about how to go big. And that is their challenge. And it's not just about funding. It's really about having all of the infrastructure in place, having the company team in place, having the right product marketing strategy in place in order to really go big. And all those components really needed to scale. And that's clearly what an accelerator program can help identify, all of those pieces of what you need.